Alright, I think that should be good. I hope that my sound decides to play nice with me today so that everything can be heard. Going to cast another game submitted to reddit.com/Dota2castit, this time by Octahedron. Submitted as 56 minutes, 105 kills, items, steal, and complicated last 20 minutes. So that is something to look forward to. See, the game mode is all pick, so we're going to click the watch replay button and head right in. As it's loading, I'll just remind you my Dota name is Mithos, so if you need to find me, that's where it is. Otherwise, you've already found my Twitch channel, Zaladin, because you're watching this, or watching the VOD, and that will be that. So as we load in, we got two teams. Again, the game's going to be 56 minutes. Skip ahead just about 20 seconds. It should take us right to the end of the loading period. And hopefully we can get into the draft without too much delay. We're just waiting for iDoomZLQ. And there he goes. We are into the draft, which is not Captain's Draft, so it won't be drawn out. A Lich and a Keeper of the Light, two supports picked up on the Dire. Earth Spirit, a versatile hero that could be either off lane or lane support or mid. Bat Rider, pretty much the same way. His nerfs have taken his vision range down, his lasso range down, but he's still pretty versatile in where you can lane him up until he gets his Blink Dagger in level 6. Radiant picks up a Lone Druid, so obviously they're trying to play the long game here. Lina for the burst damage, good against a number of these squishy supports, the Bat Rider, Lich, Keeper of the Light. Earth Spirit can get a little tanky, especially if you build a pipe or a mech, but a well-placed Laguna Blade will pretty much do in any of the other three currently picked heroes for the Dire. I would expect them to pick up a carry, and they don't, so it's a Pudge. This would be an interesting game, in the very least, to see how they lane. Maybe throw a Keeper of the Light off lane, Bat Rider mid, or Pudge mid, and Earth Spirit farm would be my guess. But the Dire goes ahead and picks up a Clockwork and a Broodmother, so they do want to push. Clockwork or Broodmother could go off lane. Druid could either go mid or jungle. I'm gonna guess that Broodmother farms bottom, but looks like we'll have our last pick delayed a little bit as we jump into the game. And I will put this on free camera so I can get some control. All the Dire's in. Radiant's last pickup will be a Slug. So right away, my guess would be if this game goes very long, Radiant's gonna have an edge. Obviously, I don't know who wins, although this is a replay. But the Dire doesn't have very strong late game potential. They have to do a lot of coordination between Keeper of the Light's Blast, Lich's ult, and those, I won't say easy to dodge, but unless they get a lot earlier, they're not going to be getting a lot late if they leave this Radiant team to farm. They will send the Earth Spirit off lane, Pudge mid. One of the others may jungle, but for now it's looking like a defensive tri-lane on top. Clockwork off laning, Lina passing by just to give him a ward, fill up his item slots, and passing by Slark. Probably will go ward bottom and then meet up with the Broodmother, who is not in the game yet, and Lone Druid will take to the jungle as soon as those first creeps spawn. Clockwork rotating bottom. I'm guessing that Broodmother just told him that she was going to off lane. I don't know where she is, so she can't be doing that quite yet. And there's the pause. At least at this point, she's picked the hero. I know they implemented that change a couple patches ago where you lose money after a certain amount of time you haven't picked, but she has picked, just delaying getting into the game, and there the Broodmother is. So she, at this rate, will be going off lane. You have a safe lane with Lina and Clockwork. Lone Druid will take the jungle after the 30-minute creeps, and Slark taking the mid. No special item pickups to note for the beginning. We will have a Soul Ring recipe and a Magic Wand recipe on Broodmother and Keeper of the Light respectively, but nothing too out of place there, things you might expect. Pudge gets the first invisibility rune, and with his Rot, might be able to get a different hero, but Slark will take the pounce first and be able to get away if he decides to go for that level 1 Rot walk. First waves meeting. Clockwork not very good at blocking where the Earth Spirit was, so he will have the lane equilibrium in his favor at this time. Just taking some easy last hits. I'll put the last hit deny chart up to start. Lone Druid, level 1 bear, obviously he's going to be taking the medium camp farm to start with. Just get him a good place to start. The only items he has are on his bear, so he is not taking any benefit on his own hero. Lena comes in rotating from the side, and they will attempt to zone Earth Spirit out as Broodmother just waits at her tower for, I'm not certain what, maybe to grab that last piece. No, she needs 2 pieces for the soul ring, so that's not going to happen. Now she will move forward and look to go with her lane and probably place the first web here on these trees to sit in experience range. Batrider, meanwhile, has multiple stacks going on. Firefly just ran out, and he doesn't have level 2 to take Napalm yet, although it won't be too long. Keeper of the Light will find Broodmother on top, some idle harass, but as soon as she puts down the web, they don't have any sentries, and she will get the bonus HP regen, which is 2 at first level. Down at the bottom, Earth Spirit placed a couple stones just to zone out. He's used a spell, but not anything to speak of. Probably just to get a last hit using the pull. At this point, if he had a lane partner, he has 1 on each spell, it would be a very good ganking opportunity, but he doesn't, so he'll just have to sit back in experience range as Pudge rotates bottom to place a ward, and then will probably go back middle. Broodmother again just sitting, waiting for some experience. As Keeper of the Lane goes back to meet the courier, I think, and grab some sentry wards just for that purpose. And Batrider continues to farm with at least a 3 stack there. I see 3 stacks of creeps. Keeper of the Light will come in with a sentry ward and start harassing the Broodmother, who doesn't really notice she's being attacked yet. Frost Nova, Frost Blast will go. Keeper of the Light uses Illuminate, and they will secure the first blood. Broodmother could have probably avoided that. Her web was off cooldown, but they did have the sentry. And at this point, it will open the lane up to get some more farm on either one of these heroes. Looks like Lich picks up Belt of Strength. That maybe treads, or he could be saving up for a Necro later. Wouldn't recommend that, but not impossible. Ember Spirit tangos up after some casual harassment from Lena, who's picked up an Orb of Venom. Interesting that she would pick this up. It's not as good on a ranged hero as it would be on a melee hero because of the 4% slow, but it is enough just to do some idle harass damage if she can't stay in auto attack range. Meanwhile, Pudge and Slark are kind of at a standoff mid, neither one grabbing the upper hand. Pudge has 2 levels in Hook, but then Slark has the Dark Pact and Pounce, so he could get away from that fairly easily if Pudge were to go in on him. Meanwhile, Lone Druid has picked up a Glove of Haste, which will be a Midas most likely, rather than a pair of treads. His bear is almost dead, but he can resummon it if the jungle creeps decide to do too much more damage to it. While Broodmother slowly makes her way back to top lane with not enough money to do anything. Keeper of the Light and Lich just taking control of the lane. Lich has finished up the power treads, so Dire support's getting a lot more out of this, and Broodmother dodges the Illuminate one more time. Although now they can't see her because of the sentry ward, and she may be die again if she walks back into it. Coddle charging his Illuminate, and that will be a dead Broodmother. Another kill for the top lane. Well placed Illuminate. I'm not sure what Broodmother is doing if she knows that they can see her. So Pudge grabs a regen rune right before he got his bottle. Not the best choice. Probably should have waited to use some of the bottle regen. But either way, he's at max health with a full bottle, so can't complain too much there. Batrider has 1 level up in Napalm, 1 in Firefly, and he's taking down this stack again. He is only level 2, but he has a Ring of Basilisk to give him some extra mana regen and armor for these stacks. Sitting on 500 gold now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Top lane, Keeper of the Light, good pusher that he is, and Lich's 3 levels in Frost Blast will take down the tower. They are fairly farmed. They should be sitting, let's check the hero level board. They are pretty high for support, so it's hard to differentiate at this point since everyone's really level 5 or 6 except for the mid. Lich will rotate around and throw off an Ice Blast. Is it Ice Blast or Frost Blast for him? That is Frost Blast onto Slark and get some damage, but he will just regen up as he does have his Shadow Dance. Keeper of the Light fires another Illuminate and a Chakra to get his mana back up as Broodmother sits and waits. We will have more rotation. Pudge and Lich going bottom. They might find the Lone Druid. They will scout out the bear, but he escapes to the side, so this is a gank attempt, but they have spotted it out. Clockwork still farming in lane,
Dire's
Earth Spirit up to
structures are
level 5
fortified.
with 3 levels in his pull. Pudge sees Lena and the bear. He won't be able to get a hook off, but they might be able to go on Clockwork. Earth Spirit drops some more stones. This is good cogs for Clockwork, but it won't be enough as he is trapped in with Rot, and Lena doesn't have enough burst damage to kill anyone yet. Druid's still not there. Last stun from Lena will get the kill on Pudge. Well-placed magic
Radiant's
damage
top
from
tower
them
is under
that
attack.
he does not have Flesh Heat yet. And Earth Spirit drops the ult one last time. All of these stones a little bit wasted as they could have been used to space out his ult more, but he will get the kill on Lena, but not quite on Lone Druid. So 2 for 3 and a disconnect on Lich as he sits in the middle lane, one of his teammates controlling him to get the rune. Earth Spirit's ult was good. It could have been a lot better if he was still alive and able to space out those stone places. He would have gotten the kill on Lone Druid as well, but you can't expect too much from him as he did already die. Lich will place a ward. I wonder who it is controlling him. I can't see that based on the fact that he is disconnected, but no pause yet. I'm assuming they know he'll be back, so they want him to stand experience. Cogs on Lich, battery assault, might need a kill, stone dropped, but Earth Spirit does pull him out to safety. That is one of the reasons why I personally favor Earth Spirit against Clockwork. His spells work so well in getting people out of Cogs and then pushing Clockwork out of the Cogs himself if Earth Spirit ever gets trapped in. So Cogs probably won't be doing a whole lot this game, but he will put Clockwork in, and that will be a kill as it's under the tower range. Earth Spirit tries to steal the kill, but to no avail. Pudge is doing too much damage as well as the tower. Haven't talked about Broodmother much. She is avoiding all of these Illuminate blasts from Keeper of the Light and sitting there with her Soul Ring and some spiders. And she has gotten up to level 4. Not doing too much for her team, but Slark will also rotate in top. They know they need to kill this Keeper of the Light because while he isn't a carry late game, he is able to stop any farm from happening as he pushes in the lane and gets all the towers and creates the space. So this looks to be a dead Keeper of the Light if he can dodge. We don't have hookup yet on Clockwork, will soon, but Pounce will grab him most likely, and Broodmother will rotate in to TP, and they don't have enough damage actually. Well-placed TP from Coddle. He knew that Pounce didn't stun him, and Clockwork was not close enough. His teammates would have blocked the hook shot in order to stop it. We do have what looks like another gank attempt on bottom,
Radiant's
but
bottom
Pudge
tower
and Lich
is under
with a haste
attack.
rune will rotate back out. Lich has picked up his point booster, which will be as fast of an Aghanims as he can muster as they go in on
Dire's
Druid.
middle tower is under
Frost
attack.
Blast will not come as he gets hit by the tower and runs away, and 2 more rotated for the Radiant. His team wants to report him. I wonder why. Probably because he disconnected. Earth Spirit rotates in to try to find a kill on any of these 3. The stun will not be enough as Pudge will have to hook him out to avoid the Light Strike Array, and Broodmother continues
Dire's top tower
farm top.
is under attack.
Despite her terrible start, Broodmother is someone if left alone, you will not have any towers anymore. The only upside for the Dire is Keeper of the Lights Illuminate will kill all of her spiders pretty much
Radiant's
instantly
middle tower is under
as the Dire
attack.
begins to push in hit. Well-placed hook.
Dire's top tower is
Almost
under
get
attack.
Lena. The hook shot from Clockwork, probably not the best idea as Earth Spirit and Pudge turn on him immediately, but the remainder of the Radiant sees Broodmother come in to try to clean up the kills, and won't.
Radiant's bottom
There will
tower
just be a
is under
disengagement
attack.
as both teams go back to pushing. Broodmother almost dies to a Chain Frost from Lich, but there's nothing to bounce to, so it won't hit her again. And Bat Rider dies to a neutral. I just missed that happening with all the rest of the excitement. Broodmother goes in, no surprise, gets the kill with her Soul Ring on Clockwork and Spiderlings. So she will not get any health back, though. This regen, even at 6.4, is not enough if Clockwork were to channel a very well-placed Illuminate. And he will probably just barely miss. He wasn't quite far enough, and he was aimed a little bit too far to the north to catch Broodmother. So she lives to fight another day and remains invisible. Meanwhile, Earth Spirit and Pudge are doing a number on this middle lane, and Lena remains in reserve, but she doesn't have any mana. She opted to go for that Orb of Venom instead of, the Phase Boots, which is a newer build for her after the Valve basic builds got changed. And we have an engagement on top, so let's put a hold on that for a second. As Slark tries, pounces on the Keeper of the Light. Broodmother almost goes down, will go down for the Keeper of the Light Illuminate, and Slark's Shadow Dance is only barely enough to keep him alive as Bat Rider and Pudge both turn on him. Some more rotations in. Shadow Dance will regen Slark up, but not his mana, so he won't be able to use any more spells. Lina tries to come in, but then decides against it. If I were Lina at this point, I would have had a Sage's Mask instead of the Orb of Venom. Provides a little bit of extra mana regen, probably about an extra 1 mana regen at this point, which could be the difference between 1 spell and 2 in a team fight, which is something I value as a support, but everyone plays a little bit
top
differently.
tower is under attack.
One ward here from the Dire is a little bit late to block the pole camp, but it will kind of slow down Lone Druid's farm, not appreciably. His Midas is already off cooldown for what is probably the second or even third time if he was fast. I didn't see when he picked it up. And he will continue farming. Now, Lone Druid is someone that I would expect to see the Orb of Venom on, but he hasn't picked that up yet. In fact, why don't I go take a look at the item list? Nothing, well, Clockwork has picked up his phase boots. It'll make Cogs that much easier to hit if his hook shot is down. And there's an urn on Earth Spirit and 2 gauntlets of strength that would probably have been an urn on Pudge, but I doubt they need 2 of them, so they might just put
Radiant's middle tower is under
Slark
attack.
pounces in, Pudge hooks in his members, but a nice hook shot stuns him. Earth Spirit again pulls the Pudge out of Cogs. This is why Earth Spirit is good against Clockwork. Well-placed stun from Lina, but she doesn't have enough mana for her ult, and she will be hit by the Magnetize, and that will be it for Lina. As Clockwork puts some zoning Cogs and his team, well, they should retreat, but Lone Druid wants to go in himself. Looks like he might get
Radiant's
Keeper Light from
middle
the
tower
backside,
is
but he
under
decides
attack.
better of it and walks away.
Dire's top
A
tower
nice
is
0
under
for
attack.
1 on
Dire's
the Dire
structures
side,
are fortified.
and both teams will disengage. Pudge looks to get a haste from top and refill his bottle, and will allow him to regen again, while Broodmother takes the top tower, gets it
Dire's
denied
top
by
tower has
a
been
well-placed, blinding light from Coddleton, making the Spiderlings miss. And he is able to get the deny. I don't know
Radiant's
why Broodmother
middle
didn't just go
tower
on
is
him.
under attack.
With her insatiable hunger, her ult, and the spawn Spiderling, she should have been able to get the kill, but instead she will take another Illuminate and go down. In the meantime, I missed a kill. Pudge did get Slark, probably a well-placed hook and dismember, followed up by the good supports on his team. So right now we're looking fairly even, except for the
Radiant's
fact
middle
that
tower
Druid
is
is
under
farming.
attack.
He alone has the
Radiant
potential to
structures
out-carry
are
anyone from
fortified.
the Dire team. They're going for a tower, but will be forced back by the Lina alone, as well as the tower. They're not right clicks for the tower, but you get the idea. While Clockwork goes back and picks up a Robe of Magi, which will likely be a Blade Mail. Earth Spirit rotates bottom. Looks like they want the kill on the Clockwork, and with Pudge hiding in the trees, Clockwork phase boots away before Pudge can get the hook off. Pudge has finished up treads. I don't know if I mentioned that before, and Earth Spirit has a bottle, probably a holdover from his off. Meanwhile, Batrider goes back to farming the jungle. Doesn't have any money to speak of, but that is because his Blink Dagger is on the courier, just like I expected. This may be able to catch Broodmother out if he sees her, but otherwise he will die because of her crazy amount of damage from Spider there. We'll wait to see if she actually got it. Knowing how well she's been playing right now, it's kind of hit or miss, but Pudge will find a solo kill on the Lone Druid in the jungle. Probably left himself go a little bit too low of health. But Slark will try to get the Keeper of the Light, and Clockwork will steal the kill with his rocket as Lina threw out a Laguna Blade just to get him. Excuse me. Pudge will rotate back middle to try to stop this push, and for now he will be successful,
Dire's
but
top
in
tower
a
is
1v1
under
against
attack.
Slark, I'm not sure
Radiant's
that I favor
bottom
Pudge.
tower is
Meanwhile,
under attack.
Broodmother sits idly in the top as, well, she doesn't have any Spiderlings right now. They must have all timed out, but
Dire's
she could
top tower
definitely
is
go
under
in
attack.
again if she
Radiant's bottom
She
tower
has very
is
little
under
health,
attack.
but she's about to finish up her treads, which will give her that much extra regen and attack speed and make killing people a little bit easier. Pudge just misses Lina, ships passing in the night there as he goes up the high ground and she curves top, but he looks like he's going to try to rotate mid and see who's hiding behind the tower. Lina may spot him out from behind, but if Lina sees Pudge, then Pudge sees Lina, and that's not a matchup that Lina can usually think to win. Although if Slark pops in, maybe. Pudge is getting pretty tanky with 15. Nice hook on Batrider. He will pull Slark with him because of the lasso, and Earth Spirit drops a well-placed Magnetize, 2 boulders, and would be able to kill Slark, but will get the Lina because Slark's passive regen will be held. Clockwork comes in, gets the Batrider. The Earth Spirit was picked up on the backside. I didn't see by who.
Radiant's
check the
middle
log here
tower
as
is
Pudge
under
hooks the
attack.
Clockwork, and the Slark
Dire's bottom tower
almost
has
gets 2
fallen.
kills. Rot will get the final kill, and Slark once more escapes unharmed as Pudge doesn't have a 4-staff or a blink yet, and Keeper of the Lane continues to push. Keeper of the Lane, that's fun. Keeper of the Light continues to push the lane. Earth Spirit was
Dire's
killed
top tower
by,
is under
looks
attack.
like I missed that, so I'm going to have to guess it was Clockwork right now, but I don't quite know. Lone Druid back to farming. Midas off
Radiant's
cooldown another
middle
40
tower is
seconds.
under
He
attack.
has picked up the Orb of Venom
Radiant's
and still
middle
has
tower
Tranquil
has
Boots on
fallen.
himself and Phase Boots for his
Dire's
bear.
bottom tower is under
Lena
attack.
picked up a pair of brown boots, some sentry wards, and an observer ward. She will need a deward if they ever want to go for Rosh. The Lone Druid could do that fairly early, but this ward is going to prevent them from doing it. And the ward up top will also see where the rest of the team is going. Looks like we could have a fight here. Batrider knows where the Broodlings are, so he knows that Broodmother could be around there somewhere, but he doesn't see her because he doesn't have the detection. He has Lasso off cooldown in 5 and Blink just off cooldown now. But in the meantime, Pudge walks into the jungle and gets Lone Druid again, stopping the farm. Clockwork hooks in on Pudge. Keeper of the Light blast will come, but Blade Mail kills the Keeper of the Light, and a well-placed Light Strike Array will ensure the kill on Clockwork, as Earth Spirit almost rotated in to get his team out of there with a geomagnetic grip, his pull, but decides against it as 2 team members have already died. So a 2-for-1 trade, you'd usually say that favors the Radiant, but the fact is it killed their best farmer, who is the top of the net worth board last I checked, yes indeed, and so it does hamper them a little bit. I still do favor the Radiant because they have the better carry power, and, well, hold that thought. The Slark jumps in mid. Batrider is not quite able to get away, or maybe he is. He has one more pounce.
Dire's
There you
middle
go.
tower
He will
is
pounce
under
into the
attack.
tree and be able to escape his way away from the tower, and Batrider will fall. Broodmother gonna get really hurt by this Keeper of the Light blast. It's too
Dire's
bad he
middle
doesn't have any
tower
follow-up
is under
damage because
attack.
that would have been a dead Broodmother. It is making Coddle a very rich man. Looks like he'll go for a 4-staff as well as some wards. And Broodmother won't go in on this, although she might throw another up. She knows, and will walk away, but that would have killed her had it hit. Mild skirmish going on bottom. We have some zoning. A hook will just miss, and Earth Spirit will be able to walk away with, I don't think that was a 4-staff. He probably just used his boulder roll, although it was on the edge of my screen. And Lone Druid goes back to farming, hasn't had anything new picked up, and Keeper of the Light and Pudge are roaming together top, trying to find this Broodmother. They don't know where she is, don't know why. She's been sitting in that same spot for a while with only level 1 web, so she only has 2 of them, and they watched her place another one, but they will walk away as Earth Spirit picks up a Clockwork on the bottom and places magnetizes some boulders to get the kill on the Lone Druid. The benefit of Earth Spirit against Lone Druid is even if his ult only hits the bear, or only hits the hero, by a well-placed rock, he can get it to spread to both of them, which is something you always want to do to get damage on the bear and pick up some extra gold
Radiant's
for your
bottom
team.
tower is
Get
under attack.
a couple extra items. Earth Spirit is sitting on 2,500 gold. If no one else on his team has a mech, that's something that I would probably pick up on him. Gives him a little bit of extra survivability when he uses Rolling Boulder to get into the fight, especially if someone is trapped in cogs. But for now, he will do nothing of the sort, as a hook
Radiant's bottom
barely
tower
misses on the
has
middle
fallen.
lane, and Slark will purge off both Dismember and the, Mana Leak, but even his ult doesn't protect himself from the Keeper of the Light blast, so he will have to run away, as Clockwork whiffs yet one more hook. Not that they could have gotten that kill necessarily, but it would have been a good initiation for them. Dire walks past this, Radiant have a Sentry Ward and an Observer Ward, so they see this rotation and are going to group up mid, leaving Broodmother alone to farm the top, as she has picked up that looks like a Vladimir's Offering and a spare Sage's Mask. I'm not certain why she hasn't picked up her friends yet, but Slark will just be able to pounce out as these kills happen. Lich doesn't have enough mana or cooldown to drop the Chain Frost, and Frost Blast doing some damage. Clockwork picking up a kill with the Rocket Flare, and gets the kill on Pudge, gets the kill maybe on the Lich. His Battery Assault runs out, but it doesn't matter. Luna's Light Strike Array gets it, and he hits Batrider with the missile, but doesn't quite get the kill as Keeper of the Light barely walks away. Clockwork trying to pursue, whiffs another hook. Is it off cooldown already? No, he doesn't have an ag, but that fight went on long enough for him to have 2 hooks. So good for the Radiant. They're getting their space, getting their farm. I really don't know why Broodmother just hasn't used the courier. Maybe she doesn't want to reveal her position. But she could really use those treads, and that Vladimir's offering right now, as well as the Sage's Mask, which looks to be a second Ring of Basilisk. I'm not certain what she's planning to do there, but she doesn't have very much health, and she is alone next to 3 of the Dire heroes. Invisible, but alone. Pudge will guess and miss the hook because he can't see her. He could just Rot Walk here, but again, it's not a good idea because he doesn't know where she is. I think that someone on the Dire should probably pick up Sentry Wards, and that is Keeper of the Light, but currently he is back at base having died, or almost died in the last fight, and a CP mid. Lasso and Dismember on Slark. He didn't have a chance to get off the Dark Pact until the very end, and so Keeper of the Light's Illuminate will finish him off as 3 heroes to the Dire. Lich will rotate in, making it 4, and they will push in mid. Lina has Mana Boots now and a Null Talisman for some extra stats, but she is caught out and seen by the Dire Observer Ward, so she will not be able to make it out alive. Light Strike Array doesn't matter, gets the kill, as Earth Spirit kills Broodmother top. Kind of expected. She's sitting there with low health and never bothered to pick up her items. And she will get those when she respawns, but too little too late. And an Orb of Venom, I'd wonder if that belongs to, I don't know. Looks like it's the Orb of Venom that belongs to Lina. Don't know why she dropped it instead of selling it. Maybe she wants it again later. But we will have to wait to find out. Frost Armor dropped on Pudge, and he goes up on the cliff to get a little bit of extra vision, hoping to hook someone who comes in to defend. Slark being a little bit too smart for that. Is on the other side, but Batrider will blink away just in time. His lasso is only on cooldown for 4 more seconds. But Slark is very much out of position. He will purge off the Mana Leak, but too little too late. He gets, well, I don't know what happened to Lasso there. It couldn't have gotten canceled, and I didn't hear Dark Pact. But a hook, Dismember, Rot, the dead Slark. Pounce doesn't even matter, and Lina will have to retreat. Even if Blade's up, there are 4 of them there. Don't think this is a good idea, Lina. You need to get out. The Batrider blinks in. He has a Blade Mail, and Lina just keeps retreating. Flame Break will push her farther away, and a well-placed Legion of Blade kills Batrider, but Rot, oh, wow, good job. Lina gets out without being killed by the Rot, but Pudge suicides. I think that's a win on both counts. They didn't get the kill, but they also didn't lose anyone. And Broodmother comes back in and lets the Chain Frost bounce, and that will result in the death of Clockwork. But if they get there in time, nope. Geomagnetic Grip saves yet another hero, as Clockwork is the only one who dies, other than the Slark. But Lina will go to finish the D-Ward, as the rest of the Dire can't really do anything about her. I think that was close enough for Earth Spirit to use his kick, but he decides against it. He still has 5 stones, still decides against it, and they regroup, try to push in again, as Lina should go to heal. Don't know what she's doing. Should go to heal. Earth Spirit picks up a double damage rune, and we have the rest of the teams respawning and Lich going back to heal. Courier flying out. Earth Spirit has used his Magnetize to get the kill on Broodmother, who is trying to farm some Ancients. The Magnetize will actually get the kill on one of the Ancients because these 2 small dragons are not magic immune. They will leave behind this big dragon to block the camp and to make sure that whoever goes to farm it next doesn't have a lot. So if we take a look at the experience graph, I think it's about time in the game to do that. It is greatly favoring the Dire. Interestingly enough, they have been taking these fights. It is 18-21, and they have been substantially more efficient about spreading out and getting the experience. They have about 8,000 or 9,000 experience lead right now, and about a 3,000 gold lead. That is good for them on the one hand. On the other hand, Lone Druid is still topping the net worth chart, and if I can find him here, he is farming in the middle. He's Tranquil Boots on himself, and he has a Relic, Phase Boots, Midas, Orb of Venom on his bear. He'll probably finish up the Radiance to accelerate his farm, and from there, it is only downhill for the Dire. He farms faster and faster, and they're not going to be able to take care of both of them necessarily at the same time. And Illuminate flies will hit the Blade Mail, so it's bad for Coddle. Oh, well-placed hook, and Clockwork will he will lose his life to it, but it will open up the door to get some more kills. Unfortunately, it doesn't. The Dire is able to turn that extremely effectively and get a 4 for nothing, with Lone Druid only barely retreating on the backside. Focused too much on the cogs and missed what happens. We had some ults thrown. Magnetize was still on cooldown. Chain Frost got a lot of them. The cogs probably helped the Chain Frost because it sequestered some of the Radiant on the far side, and we had a lot of damage being taken. Lasso, and now the Radiant wants to get
Dire's
we're
middle
having some
tower
trash
has
talk coming from the
fallen.
Slark. Nobody seems to like the Broodmother, who really went AFK and didn't pick up
Radiant's
her
middle
items
tower
and
is
died
under
6
attack.
times. But truth be told,
Radiant
this game is not
structures
over.
are
They still have a
fortified.
fortify. Lone Druid is still coming in, doesn't have his
Dire's
Radiance
top
yet.
tower is under
Really good
attack.
poke, but in his true form, he is a little tankier, although he cannot stand up to 4 of the Dire heroes. Earth Spirit goes in a little too far, but no one is there to punch him. He has picked up a Blink Dagger and a Sange, and he gets out.
Dire's top tower
Then he
is
goes in to
under
throw a
attack.
stun. Bat Rider blinks behind, but this may be the death of Pudge if Broodmother had gotten there in time. She won't. Well-placed Magnetize will get the kill on Clockwork probably, because with his Blade Mill will do numbers. Earth Spirit not
Radiant's
enough,
bottom
and
tower is
Broodmother
under attack.
retreats, just
Dire's
barely
top
getting missed
tower
by the
is
hook.
under attack.
So right now we do have, so it looks good in terms of farm for the Radiant. I'm honestly speechless as to why Slark did that. He is not immune to AoE damage in his ult, and he can't do enough by himself. He's going to get lassoed, and this will be the end. Wow. Hook missed, but it will still be the end of Slark, and Pudge did deny himself. The tower couldn't get the last take because they killed it in time, but Broodmother will come in again to try to get some kills. Doesn't look like she's going to be successful. Lina kills Bat Rider with one last Dragon Slave, and Broodmother pursues. Keeper of the Light will probably pop his Force Staff and get away in time. There you go. And Earth Spirit waiting on the backside to try to pick up some of these Spiderlings. He will blink out and get some more money. And Broodmother's, even her level 4 spawn Spiderlings is just not doing enough to these Dire heroes right now. If we take another look at items to see some pickups, I think we've already noticed Clockwork had the Blade Mail. Broodmother has her Vladimir's Offering finally, and Slark has picked up his own Sange, which will probably be a Sange and Yasha, where Earth Spirits, as just about to say, will probably be a Heaven's Halberd. It is, in fact, a Heaven's Halberd, and 1,500 gold beside. His invisibility rune making it possible for him to come and look for more kills on the Radiant team. Lina, on the other hand, doesn't have anything new, 1,200 gold. She could try to get a Blink Dagger or a Yule Scepter. Lich has picked up his Aghanim Scepter and Mystic Staff, which could be a Hex or Shivas, but watch idly as Lina gets a kill from Rolling Boulder and poking at his number. And Pudge extended a little bit too far. He would maybe get killed. Earth Spirit kicks him away, but if I were Earth Spirit, I would have pulled him and then rolled out. As it goes, he will get his roll stopped by the Broodmother, and that will be the end of Earth Spirit, even though he is able to halberd her. The Spawn Spiderlings damage and the Lone Druid himself are enough to get the kill, and that will be a Radiance on the Lone Druid as he picks it up. So back to Lich, as I was saying on the Dire, he has a Mystic Staff. No way of knowing yet if that'll be a Hex or a Shiva's, but it could be either one. His team needs both, and Keeper of the Light has picked up a Mech and a Force Staff in the meantime, and a Staff of Wizardry that for him could either be his Aghanim Scepter or a Rod of Atos, or a Yule Scepter. I guess any of the Staff of Wizardry items are available to him. I do like Atos, although his Aghanim Scepter is good. Another kill on Clockwork with a Lasso being used, as well as Frost Blast and Keeper of the Light spells. Mech keeping the Dire alive as that kill happens. Broodmother, I don't know what she's doing right now, kind of sticking up. Oh, she wants to put another web and walk up the cliff, gonna go farm some creeps in the Dire jungle. For Keeper of the Light, in terms of his Aghanim Scepter upgrade, one of the last patches, I think 2 patches ago, gave him the ability for permanent unobstructed vision in daytime with his ult, which is very useful to his team if they're trying to get hooks and lassos and Earth Spirit initiation. So the vision can be very useful, although also the Rod of Atos slow would give them an extra bit of pursuing power that could be used to make some hooks guaranteed. Slark will farm these creeps and TP out. He has a Ring of Basilisk himself. I think he's had that for a while, and he has picked up an Orb of Venom, so he might go straight for the Scotty rather than picking up the Sange and Yasha. Either one's a good choice. He already has the Maim slow for Sange, so I would pick up the Sange and Yasha for the slow, excuse me, for the movement speed, but you could, again, go the Scotty for more movement slow. Earth Spirit throws out a dust. We'll see the Spiderlings. We'll see Broodmother, but she's in the trees, so there's no way that they're going to find her right now. And because they don't have direct vision of her, they're not going to be able to see her. Hook in on Bat Rider that's almost dead. He will pop Blade Mail and grab a regen rune, but Cogs are enough to put... Wow. If Clockwork had enough mana, he could Force Staff forward, but Bat Rider will actually be able to get out because Clockwork does not have enough mana for the Rocket Flare. That was a well-placed Force Staff from Bat Rider and a very poorly placed Cogs from Clockwork. Could have gotten that kill, but alack, alas, it is not to be. as Broodmother just sits here watching the Dire try to find her. She's not being useful, but she's not dying, and she's getting passive gold. She's up at 3,000. At this point, I'm not sure what I would pick up. She's not being very useful, so an MKB or a Butterfly are probably her best choices, but it could be anything at this point, anyone's guess, as she just sits around and does nothing. An Assault Curious even, just give someone an aura while she's in. I think I'll leave her be for the time being. As Lich throws an Aghanim Scepter ult on the creeps, or on the Ancients. This is an interesting thing that we've seen multiple times. He is storing up the Aghanim Scepter ult, which has an infinite number of bounces, and will bounce on magic immune targets. So, hold that thought for a second as Fudge tries to hook into Dismember on the Radiant, but will get countered on. He can't force staff out in time, and Lone Druid's Radiance and the Spawn Spiderlings will get the kill. Seems like this has stopped bouncing, or maybe it's just in the fog, I'm not certain. Or maybe it bounced to someone else. At one point, it would bounce infinitely on Ancients because they were magic immune, and you could store up Chain Frosts. But it looks like there it is. It was just hiding in the fog, and it will go right back to bouncing on the Ancients because of the invisible heroes around it. And he could come back and store up multiple, and then that would be the end of the team fight. Broodmother goes invisible to prevent it, but Lone Druid's Bear comes back out. They won't be able to stop this until they kill the Ancients. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that anytime soon. As the Dire continue to farm up, they seem to have gotten... There you go. It will kill Lone Druid's Bear and bounce off to the heroes, and they'll be able to split in time. But that is 300 gold going the way of Lich, and that will enable him to pick up probably a second component of whatever it is he wants. There's the ultimate orb, so with the Mystic Staff, that does mean he's going for a Hex. Keeper of the Light, in the meantime, will pick up an Necronomicon, wants to go full pushing build, and get the most out of this Radiant team. Before any of these carries, I know Slark picked up a Blade of Alacrity. There you go, I was right. It's going to be a Sanj and Yasha, as he picks up the Blade of Alacrity and the Yasha recipe. He just needs the Bandit Element. That is trivial with someone who can farm as fast as he can. And Clockwork hooks in on Lich, gets the kill, but also gets killed by Lich. So Slark will find the Keeper of the Light, but decide to disengage as Pudge hooks, four staffs over, gets the hook. The Dark Pact and what's it called, Shadow Dance will allow him to get out. Maybe he's stunned up by the Mana Leak, and he doesn't have enough mana to pounce out. Earth Spirit drops him out, gets a kill on Lone Druid Magnetized. The Guna Blade is dropped by Lena, hook misses, and Earth Spirit does not go down as they try to pursue out this Slark again. Again, not enough mana for a pounce. He's going to get hit by a full strength Keeper of the Light Illuminate, but he still is managing to get out. But no, Earth Spirit gets one last Geomagnetic Grip in and silences and kills that Slark. With Broodmother doing nothing helpful to her team, she has a relic, so I hope to God she decides not to pick up a Rapier, because that would just be the last in a long line of throws by her. But it will probably be another Radiance and a gem. So she will get this top tower with her Spiderlings, maybe if the backdoor protection doesn't stop her, and she goes back to farming. The backdoor protection will stop her, and this creep wave is stopping her from doing anything. Thank you, Broodmother. As four of the Dire heroes push to the bottom. Fortify will stop them briefly, but the Courier is bringing an ultimate orb and a ring of health. Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave, doesn't matter, mech. And right back pushing this tower. Even the creeps being pulled off doesn't matter because they have a siege creep here. Tower goes down. This could be Rax, but there are enough of the Radiant here. Earth Spirit flies in. He will not quite die to the Laguna Blade, Chain Frost flies. We'll get the kill on the Bear, kill on the Clockwork, and Earth Spirit manages to make it out, although Lich takes the hit from I'm not certain what. He was killed by Clockwork, so probably a rocket or a battery assault. Earth Spirit comes back in just enough time to pull his teammates out. Slark is slowing down the Pudge with his Orb of Venom, but Batrider blinks in and throws his Blade Mail to get a hook on Lone Druid, which could be a kill, and probably will be a kill because he has to walk through the flames. Earth Spirit and Batrider clean up the Slark. A well-placed kick as well as the Firefly. Broodmother gets a tower top, but still not helpful whatsoever. She should have a Radiance up soon as that's what she's going for. And this will be one probably 2x because there are not enough people here for the Radiant to defend it. Not enough people at all. Meanwhile,
Radiant's
Courier
bottom
brings out
barracks
the
has
same
fallen.
items it did before,
Radiant's
plus
bottom
2 Staffs of
barracks
Wizardry,
has
which
fallen.
tell me there's an ATOS coming out for someone. I don't know who it is because there is no
Dire's top
Vis
tower
booster,
is under
and this
attack.
is the second land of Rax because they're
Dire's
not contesting it.
structures are fortified.
No, is that backdoor protection? No, it's not. It's just the casual daily barracks. Well placed hook and cogs, but again, Earth Spirit is able to kick Clockwork out. Pudge splits the wicket for this hook and might pay for it with his life. Cogs pushing back, but he's able to force staff out. He turns back around, Laguna Blade gets the kill as Keeper of the Light force staffs out. Earth Spirit blinks out, and Bat Rider gets hit by 2 cogs and ends up losing his life. Nice pull from Earth Spirit. This is why Earth Spirit is good against Clockwork. I keep saying that, but Clockwork decides to sit in Firefly with his Blade Mail on. Doesn't do enough damage to kill the Bat Rider, but it's just kind of a screw you slap in the face as they retreat. Probably, no, that's something I will need to check on. If Blade Mail disables
top barracks has fallen.
the Blink Dagger, that would be interesting. Mental note to check on that. Broodmother finally has done something useful. She gets a kill on Lick because Earth Spirit misses his spells. She is disabled or disarms. Maybe she won't. Throw your response weapon. There you go. Broodmother gets out. She puts another weapon. She will invis to safety unless she gets hit by this Keeper of the Light blast, but she won't. She gets 2 single racks, so 1 set of racks in return and the kill on Lich. So Broodmother finally living up to potential. Will she buy her Radiance recipe right now? She will. That has the unfortunate side effect of telling them exactly where she is. So she may be able to get out, and she gets the Sentry Ward thanks to her gem. So Broodmother actually starting to do things for her team. Pudge whiffs the hook. I don't know why. They know exactly where she is. Earth Spirit blinks in, and he is getting Radiance burned down, but he will just walk away as Keeper of the Light throws the Illuminate, which actually, interestingly enough, gets them vision of the Broodmother and pushes her out of the trees. She can pop her ult again, but the Necronomicons and the Sentry Ward will make sure that they see exactly where she is at all times. And they could just throw all their spells. Hook misses again, and they're wasting too much time on this. They could be out farming, and they're letting the lone Druid farm bottom. He doesn't have his bear currently. It's dead, and nope, I stand corrected. It is being killed by creeps, and he doesn't have a respawn, so he will have to resummon it if it doesn't get killed by these creeps. But it does, so he's lost his bear, and he doesn't have another one for 30 seconds. But it looks like he'll be able to finish up an Assault Cuirass if he had that on the bear. Finally, they've cut down enough trees and wasted enough manpower to get this Broodmother. Pudge has, I don't think that's Broodmother's gem. She would have dropped it when she died, and indeed she doesn't have it, so Pudge picked up Broodmother's gem. You can only assume that she went out to try to get the kill and lost her life to it. Don't know why. She could have just bought a TP or sold the magic wand or something, but she didn't. She died. We'll take another look at the XP graph here. Still strongly in favor of the Dire, which is surprising. Well, I guess not too surprising. They're 10 kills up, but you would expect the carry team, as I will start to call them, Radiant, has more power. They have been shut down, I guess. And the Assault Cuirass is finished up on the bear now that he is able to resummon it. Gold graph still favoring the Dire. This is very surprising. I guess Broodmother's AFK farm has done something good for them. They have 4 heroes in the top 5% worth, so that's something.
Why'd you stop?
But the Radiant finally get 2 counter kills in the Earth Spirit and the Bat Rider, and maybe they will make their way back into this game. Lena trying to pursue out the Pudge, but she won't be able to kill him even with a double damage rune. 17 stacks of Flesh Heap with that much more health, as well as 12% bonus magic resist and the 30% spell resist from Hooded Defiance. Maybe they should make that consistent wording. Magic resist versus spell resist. Oh well. What can you do? Lone Druid using his Bear and Radiance to farm bottom while he is not there. Bear can't attack, but it can Radiance burn these creeps down. Maybe he should pick up a heart or something on the Bear. Scotty to give it some more health. But maybe not. Laguna Blade dropped on Pudge. Broodmother's slow. Will get the kill on Pudge. And the infinite bounces. All it will do for now is farm up the Spiderlings. And Broodmother and Lena go back in and pick up the gem. Lich got it and he wants to get away, but Broodmother's unit walking will prevent him. Hook from Clockwork just barely misses, but it is enough to get the Lich out of the way, and Broodmother will pick up the kill on the backside as Clockwork tries to get the kills. I would not recommend you kill that Necro Creep. Clockwork will take too much damage. Broodmother, you either. Slark trying to get some kills, but 4 staffs too strong for him. He will. What are you doing? He takes the kill. He can stand the damage. But a well-placed slow, the well-placed silence. He's going to get the kill on Clockwork. On Slark. Clockwork has been dead for a while, and he is coming coming back in. He hasn't been dead on the other team. And Illuminate will go. Broodmother using her ult to regen her way back up, but Magnetize will do some damage and keeps being placed. Keeper of the Lights Blast, had that hit, it probably would have been the end of Broodmother, but no. She is able to survive for another day and go back in for the kill. Earth Spirit, drop a stone, silence her, you'll get the kill, and Clockwork. Why do I keep calling him Clockwork? Keeper of the Light, Illuminate will miss once more, and they don't have a sentry to speak of to see her. She has the gem, she can see it anyway, and we know to get out. Batrider's Firefly, he's maybe just going to try to find her, but to no avail. She will go in and walk in the Firefly of her own accord and try to get the kill. And she could have thrown a Spiderlings there, but she won't, and she will back off. She will pick up a Yasha, so that could either be a Sanjin Yasha or a Manta. I'm not sure which one would be better. Probably Manta for her for the ability to get out of things. Light will drop sentries, and Earth Spirit will silence Broodmother, and we're back here again. Nothing she can do about this. She's going to die to Pudge's Box. Meanwhile, Lone Druid continues to farm. He uses his Midas one more time, sitting on 2,200 gold to pick up pretty much anything he wanted. Slark decided to go for the Sanjin Yasha, sitting on 1,000 gold now. Ogre Club means probably a BKB, so he can survive a little bit longer. And Orb of Venom just sitting there for the slow. Better on him than it was normally. He is a melee hero, gets the full benefit of the 12% slow. Meanwhile, Lina picks up her... Well, that's not her Aghanim Scepter. I guess... Did Lich... Nope. Whose Aghanim Scepter? That is Lich's Aghanim Scepter. I think we should take a moment and appreciate the fact that Lich dropped his Aghanim Scepter to pick up the gem, and Lina picked up the Aghanim Scepter. So now she does not have her Null's Talisman, and she is going to pick up her own Aghanim Scepter. She just flat out buys it, as Earth Spirit on the other team picks up a Scotty for more chasing power. Still, Lina's Orb Venom sitting there very sad on the ground because she has done nothing with it. Earth Spirit, one thing I like about IF Scotty on heroes, well, my example is Morphling, but anyone, it gives them health to do extra stuff. So Earth Spirit doesn't need the mech, but it does have the Scotty. Clockwork didn't hook in, Pudge hooked him, and cost him his life as he goes into 4 of the enemy's heroes. Batrider will get the lasso off of Lina. Light Trickery notwithstanding, she will go down because of this. 4 of the heroes do. Even an Aghanim Scepter ult getting Batrider down to half doesn't matter in the face of, of a mech and other teammates. It was Batrider that picked up the Rod of Atos that I talked about earlier, and they will push in this
Radiant's
last
middle
mid-rack.
barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle
And
barracks has
Lone
fallen.
Druid, Broodmother, Slark, all regenerating up around. Stop them right now. They have 1 Rax left. They're not out of this game yet, and they are strong enough to carry the game if they want to. These heroes are getting carried. It's very hard. Slark pounces away from a otherwise well-placed hook, and this looks to be at least a tier 4 tower if they want it. The Lich Ags would be very helpful to them, but they don't have it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The boulder to roll to safety. And Slark pounces just barely misses. He doesn't have his Scotty, so slow isn't enough to get anyone. Earth Spirit being slowed, Scotty keeping him alive, and he will... I'm not certain what happens when they're there, going back, and they will try to push in again. Hook misses, Broodmother goes top for I'm not certain what reason.
Middle tower
Doesn't have an item center, but hooks in, catches 2, 4 stats out, another 4 staff out, Lich is trapped inside, 4 stats out himself. Bigger Blade flies, doesn't get a kill, Pudge might die, and does to Clockwork. Lich gets out, Keeper of the Light's gonna die to Slark's Dark Pact and his leash, and Broodmother picks up the Batrider, so 3 for nothing on the Radiant side. They're gonna push out, and Batrider immediate buyback.
Dyer's middle tower
Lich goes and he's going to try to hide and TP out. Clockwork could turn on Battery Salt, no, then decides to use the cog to get him. Interesting choice, well, he could force staff forward, but it did push Lich farther away from him, and Broodmother will clean up the kill with the spawn Spiderlings, and the Battery Assault gets the last hit. Batrider going top with Earth Spirit to try to clean up the last of that wave. Batrider bought back an Earth Spirit, the lone survivor. Very good at getting out, does have a lot of health, and his 4-second cooldown rolling boulder is good to get him out of these things. Experience popping back a little bit toward the Radiant, but not very much. We're still sitting at about a 1,250 experience lead and a 9,000 gold lead for the Dire. Defying all of my expectations, the team that seems to have a very good composition of carry and offlane or mid, a jungler. Something you think is a very traditional Dota lineup, losing out to what amounts to 2 supports, 2 gankers, and a Pudge. And you can think of Pudge whatever you want, but definitely a more obtuse lineup, winning right now, it seems, against the traditional lineup. as Lone Druid has never relinquished his spot at leader of the net worth chart. He just isn't having the effect that he really needs to be. He is a single, at this point, double target hero. He has picked up a Basher, and his Radiance is doing damage, but he just isn't enough to lock down this Dire team. They have 4 staffs, and as I missed another kill top, Broodmother, nobody is surprised. She has her Yasha and the start of a Necro book. Looks like she got the Yasha for the attack speed and the extra agility and movement speed. But back to Lone Druid, he just isn't doing enough. He has the single target damage, he has the Assault Cuirass, and now the Basher, which I imagine he'll want to turn into an Abyssal Blade. But, you know, right now, the Dire team can just kite him. How many Force Staffs do they have? Let me take a look at that. 1 Force Staff, 2, 3, as well as Earth Spirits pull and push, and his team, you know, movement around. The Radiant can't catch up to them, and if they can't catch up to them, they can't kill them. Clockwork usually thrives on being able to reposition heroes as he chooses. He's even picked up the Academic Scepter to hook a lot. He can't hold him down. And Light Strike Array, as much as I like to pin otherwise, other people may, Light Strike Array is just not a reliable stone. And as we saw Lena all chatting earlier, she is holding onto that Aghanim Scepter just to flaunt it. Lich deciding he is going to farm another one. He is more than halfway there right now. Pudge dismembers on cooldown, otherwise he would have been able to pick up that bear probably, as multiple more of the Dire heroes rotate in. Clockwork Hook onto the cliff, very good cogs there. We'll pull Batrider up on the cliff, the Firefly will get him out, and Pudge is able to rot down the Clockwork. Unfortunately, he takes damage himself, and he will lose his life as well instead of the Clockwork. Batrider lasso pulling on the Druid's bear, and in return, the Druid says, thank you for pulling me close to your team, and we'll get 1 kill, Slark will pick up another, and they will be able to chase the Batrider. Not enough luck for a first hit bash, and the Pounce doesn't any time to get rid of the TP, but they will rotate right into Rosh and pick up the Aegis.
Middle tower is under attack.
Pudge, please report. He's pausing. Kind of rude, but hey, what can you say? Batrider just calling on it and unpausing. Good to see your teammates doing something like that. They do have, well, they don't have spots. Well, I should be more clear. Lone Druid has all of the spots, but he wants to give Slark the Aegis probably because, let's check the kills, death, assist. In fact, Lone Druid died 6 times, Slark. It's probably a zero-sum game here. But at this point, he thinks that he probably has the better farming capability. 3,000 gold, buyback status. Yeah, Lone Druid is the only one with buyback on his team, and he probably thinks he can use that rather than the Aegis. Unfortunately for them, Earth Spirit is good enough with his ult that he will be able to clean up the kill. 2 kills, and if he spins, oh, that is an easy kill. Lena, why did you do that? Earth Spirit is able to clean up an easy kill with his level 3 magnetize, 100 damage per second, of course, 75 damage per second to an unbuffed hero based on magic resist, and the stun from Boulder Smash. Report me, I offer nothing to the team, he says. Clearly, probably one of the better ones on his team, 15 kills, a very good Earth Spirit. One of my favorite heroes, but also very hard to play, especially, oh, here, I'll hold that for a second as Broodmother gets dusted and trapped in a corner. Necro Crew from turn not doing enough, and Slark coming in, they might be able to get a counter kill on Earth Spirit. He pushes them away and rolls out the safety. Doesn't have a stone to drop, but he is able to, as his team comes in, Batrider drops the Blade Mail and gets the kill on Broodmother as Pudge comes in with an extra hook. Clockwork up, Slark barely missing the hook, uses the Shadow Dance to make sure he gets out, and Clockwork drops the defensive cogs. Could use his ult to get away, but I don't think he needs to. Another benefit to Earth Spirit, as I was saying, I think, and I don't remember what it was, so I will put a hold on that and move forward as the Dire continues to push in mid. They would do more to push in top, but that lane is fairly back there to tier 2 tower, and they wouldn't be able to get any towers even if they wanted to. They will instead go for the tier 4 tower, and they will be able maybe to clean that up. Light Strike Array, Clockwork coming. Earth Spirit can roll out of the Pounce, and Lich's ult will fly, doing massive damage, is the reason they clean up Clockwork, and Lena drops Laguna Blade, but Pudge's Pipe prevents it from doing anything. His last hook will kill the Lena, and Earth Spirit throws down a Magnetize, but the 2 heroes that it hits retreat into the fountain, and there are no stones to spread it to anyone else. Fortify will stop the push farther onto the fountain, taking some more damage. Slark will pounce in, almost gets the kill on Lich, and he will. Lone Druid in the meantime entangles up the Pudge, who 4 staffs out. Slark slows him, misses misses a pounce as Earth Spirit pulls his teammate to
Radiant's
safety
Ancient
and
is
Pudge
under
13
attack.
seconds before he can force staff anywhere. He might be able to get out, but highly doubtful, especially if there's another entangle, and there it is. Slark in the
Radiant's
meantime
Ancient
pounces
is
on
under
Earth Spirit,
attack.
but his his roll and his blink dagger, more than enough to get him out. He has made very good use of these stones, only now getting his last one back, and he gets to safety. So, 42-49, you might think this is a pretty even game. The gold graph was down to about 3,000, now back up to about 9,000, and that was the experience graph. And the gold graph was down to about 4,000, and now back to about 6,500 in favor of the Dire. I don't need to say it again. I think this has defied my expectations for a team. Earth Spirit has played so incredibly well, and the positioning from the Dire team has just gotten them miles ahead of the Radiant in terms of momentum. Definitely not in terms of armor experience or golder experience. The Radiant, this is not an insurmountable lead, especially with the heroes they have, but they just can't beat the play style of the Dire. This mobility, the force staffs, the pulls, they kite these heroes now into next game. Slark can't pounce on anyone and keep them there for long. Lone Druids, entangles are only as good as holding heroes there until they force staff or get pulled away. He is picking up a Reaver and a Vitality booster, so who knows if that's going to go for his bear or him. He obviously wants to stay alive for a lot longer. And is that the heart recipe that's on the courier? Let me check. Where are you? There it is. And indeed, it's a heart recipe. Looks like Lone Druid will put that on his hero. He has 3,300 health already thanks to the Reaver, but who knows? I'm going to guess that the bear is fully 6-slotted. Something interesting to note, he had the Hand of Midas on the bear this entire time. That is not a good idea. You want the Hand of Midas on the Druid himself because you don't actually get the experience of the bear. And well-placed Illuminate will get the kill on Coddle will get the kill on Clockwork. Earth Spirit's going to pursue with some well-placed stones, and Lena can do nothing but die. Slark tries to retreat out. He'll pick up the haste tree, not like it matters. As long as he can't be seen, Shadow Dance will make sure he has max movement speed. But he will try to go in for this kill on Lich, who is incredibly tanky, having almost farmed up another Scepter, as well as his treads. He will throw a Frost Armor on himself, and Bat Rider tries to lasso, but he gets immediately countered by the Dark Pact, the Convergent. Broodmother says, I've already gone in Spanish. Really helpful to understand a little bit of Spanish. And Slark, Bat Rider's dual Scepter will keep him alive for a little bit longer, but the Dire is pushing it. Broodmother almost takes the kill, doesn't, and Lich gets the last hit on the tower. He's 200 gold away from his Scepter. I'm beginning to think he won't get it before this game is over, as it was built to be a 56-minute game, and here we are, the 53rd minute. In the meantime, Earth Spirit sitting on the tower. Keeper of the Light pushes in with his Illuminate. Slark tries to pounce on Pudge. Earth Spirit pulls. They will get the kill on Pudge, but remember, a disarm will stop Slark for the time being. He falls out, gets stopped by the cliff, and will lose his life probably on the backside as Keeper of the Light is picked up by an entangle, and the rest of the Radiant. Clockwork uses the rocket, could get the hook, very well placed hook from Clockwork, getting the turnaround, and Slark is going to have no to try and find the Earth Spirit. Now, they have one chance here. They can turn this around if they go one last, some might call this a YOLO push. They have one chance, they can get up to the base before the rest of the respawns. At this point, if they can hold on, I mean, granted, it's hard to escape knowing the fact this is a 56-minute game, which is why I say that. But if they can hold on, they could clearly beat this game in the end. They have two Radiances on the Broodmother and the Lone Druid, which have clearly come into play so far, but that means they could really deal with the Mega Creeps. Clockwork could stun them repeatedly and keep them out with cogs, and they could deal with the Mega Creeps if it came to that. Now, the Fortify will come out, but Lone Druid is known for his ability to melt towers. The stun from Earth Spirit only lasts so long, it's 2.25 seconds, and this could be another set of racks. They can rotate and get their own Mega Creeps if they want it, or they can destroy it. Instead, they will engage on the Earth Spirit, drop the Mega Creeps in stone. Clockwork holds out the Bat Rider, the Yule Scepters up, and drops 2 Blade Mills, so we got damage going on both sides, and Broodmother tries to go for the throne, but instead she will get almost killed by the Earth Spirit. Drops a web to get the regen. They can't get the Earth Spirit kill in the end. He will escape just barely. First hit bash on the Pudge. Clockwork whiffs a hook onto the Earth Spirit. Meanwhile, these Necro Creeps are just going for the tower, and now they will turn to the Pudge. If I were them, I would have left them on the tower, but it looks like they have this if they want it. No, Chain Frost to fly, 1 kill. Almost 2 No, not quite two. Let's bounce it back on into him. And the Dire actually clean this up. They're going to kill the Necro Creep, and that does some damage to Earth Spirit. But with a newly picked up Heart and an Eye of Scotty, he really doesn't care. And with Boots of Travel, this is going to be an easy kill on Luna. We don't have buybacks. Lone Druid does have a buyback. I don't know why he's not using it. He should use it right freaking now. There we go. And just as if he's listening to my words, he will buy back and try to stop this push. Clockwork has a buyback. He doesn't need it because he is still alive, although he is out of position. I don't know why he's not helping his team. Poke Dismember on the Lone Druid. Pudge may lose his life, but in the meantime, we have two heroes that are just attacking the throne. This could be the end. Luna Blade on Blue doesn't have enough mana for it anyway, and we have four heroes from the Dire that are just attacking the throne. They don't have a fortified. Clockwork hooks in. We're gonna try to kill the Pudge. Just plugs him close to the crown. The fortified. Pudge takes the fall. Earth Spirit, he's going to be able to force that out of here. Maybe. No, the Radiance preventing him, and he will get the kill as Stone doesn't work. He ends up attacking her, hitting on a hero instead. Clockwork misses a quick kill, but gets a well-placed hook shot in the end. Get it, finally. Wow. I don't think we have any Boots of Travel on the Radiant side. We have one pair of Boots of Travel on Alina. She could TP in. Their throne is at half health. And indeed she will. She goes in, splits through the fountain, and throws Laguna Blade on the Lich, who has actually picked up another Aghanim Scepter. That really hurt him in the end. He could have used it to pick up another useful item. I'm going to call BS on that hook. It really should have hit. But if Lone Druid wants this, he will take it, and this will be the end of the game for the Dire. There it is. Against all odds, or maybe not quite, Radiant picked up this game for themselves. And the Dire, after having a entire game-long lead, I'll pull up the experience graph at the end. It was only 0, and the gold graph was exactly at 0. I don't think I can get much closer than that. Back and forth, back and forth. No rapiers picked up, unlike the other games that I've cast recently, and the Radiant pick it up. So for now, I think I'm going to call that one a game, and that is